If you're not sure what a lake has to offer, jump on there and watch a few tournaments. Check the weights. Check the weights. Go back in history and look at what normally takes to win at Eufaula in March. Gives you a pretty good idea what you're going to have in March. Those weights are there. Stats don't lie. It's like baseball players pitching and batting averages. Those stats don't lie. If it's an average of 21 pounds to win a one-day tournament at Eufaula in March, you need to set your sights for 21 pounds. Need to know that. Don't go there and think, oh, it's tough, they're not going to bite, somebody's going to catch them. So you see, I kind of keep going, trying to keep practice simple. Try to keep it simple. Don't get too elaborate. And we could talk practice from now in the morning about current flow, different baits, water pressure, barometer, falling skies, leaves. The key to practice is get where you're comfortable. That's where you want to be in the tournament. I talked to Justin, these guys, Justin Kimmel and them, they come down and fish the ABT at Lay Lake. ABT is a tournament trail of 100 guys. You have so you have a pro and it's supposed to be a pro and an amateur in each boat, which in that trail, yeah, there might be a pro that's labeled a pro in front of the boat, but trust me, his amateur is just as good, but that's how it's set up, pays $25,000 to win. Justin and them drove to Lay Lake, and I asked him, I said, hey man, where'd y'all fish? He said, we stayed right here. I said, why? He said, because I liked it. How hard was practice? He fished where he liked it. See, and they got a really good check. He didn't get distracted on what everybody says to do. Because if you're not careful and you go practice somewhere, they'll say, well, they're going to be biting, offshore here, and they're going to be in the lily pads here. If you don't like fishing that way and you have zero confidence, then why start out doing something that you're not confident doing? Find you a little area of that lake, even if you have to put in and ride around, till you feel comfortable. You say, hey, you know what, I can relate to boat docks. I can relate to standing timber. Find that, get your rods up and start fishing and get you a bite or two. Yes, I've had people say, gee, we've seen you from one end of this lake to the other. When you see me running that much most of the time, I know what they're on and I'm looking for more. I'm not running because I'm lost. Now, I might tell you that when you stop me. I'm like, oh, dude, I lost at last year's East Egg. I'm like Stevie Wonder right here with a white cane poking around that grass. I'm lost. I ain't lost. I'm practicing with a purpose, Jack. I'm riding around looking because I already know what they own, and I'm just trying to find a little extra for day 3 and day 4, because the way I practice trying to make to 4 days is totally different than a one-day practice. And I told my buddy Ryan, when him and I fished the ABT, I said, we don't really need to practice much because we know what we're going to do, and I don't want to get distracted. He said, fair enough. On a one-day tournament, you can't make a lot of changes. You cannot make a lot of changes. Most tournaments, one-day tournaments, are won by somebody going somewhere and sitting in a basic area of fishing, not necessarily sitting throwing at the same stump, but basically getting in a creek where they're comfortable and both guys pick the rods up and they grind it out. Because they spend all 8 hours fishing something they're confident in or getting a few bites. If you're getting a few bites, you can usually trigger a big bite. You trigger a big bite, you win. That's pretty much how simple practice can be. Now, it can get overwhelming, and trust me, I get overwhelmed. Trust me. I've been to river systems and places where I'm so overwhelmed, I come in and I say, honey, I am so confused. I'm telling you, I'm like an infant at a booby bar. I don't know which way to go, what I'm doing. It's too much. And it's my mistake because I didn't go somewhere long enough and fish to get a few bites. You know what bites triggers? Confidence. You know what confidence cures? The world. A man with confidence will beat you. I've had guys say, man, that guy over there is so cocky. He's always catching them. He ain't never really catching them. He's always saying he's catching them, but man, he always does good in the tournament. I said, don't matter if he's lying or not. Guess who believes it? Him.
And the information Bass University provides isn't your basic run-of-the-mill fishing video. This is specific information from A to Z to help you learn, get to the water, and become a better angler quickly.